In any 30 days, black people spend $800 million in Target. I want to go on record that not only am I asking you to fast for 40 days from Target, I am telling you to sell all of your Target stock. I want the stock to go down because we are standing in righteous indignation against racism and sexism in this nation. Target, you got 40 days to pull it together because you made a commitment after the death of George Floyd that you would invest $2 billion into the black community before, watch this, December of 2025. So you to pull out of that commitment in January, you are reneging to the financial commitment you made to our people. Y'all ain't saying nothing. You got 40 days before we shut all of it down. We are calling all of the stockholders to be accountable to the commitment that you made to black people. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I got naysayers saying, won't you just preach the gospel? I'm preaching the gospel. Jesus kicked over tables and used the whip to drive people out when they were out of order in handling God's people. I am calling for a 40-day fast from Target. Target, how dare you insult and spit in the face of black people? I need y'all to hear this. When black people spend at Target $29 million a day. So if you're going to take our money, you better open up your doors and open up employment and open up scholarships. In any 30 days, black people spend $800 million in Target. I want to go on record.
Shalom, and all praise to the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakak Wadash, and double honor to our apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's gone all around the earth. And shalom to the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother Atazawam from the Great Millstone in St. Louis. And we're just going to get a real quick lesson. It's not going to be long at all. And it'll be based on that clip with so-called Pastor Jamal Bryant. All right. And that's what I had in the front, right? That clip of him trying to convince his congregants that somehow or some way that they're going to boycott these companies, specifically, he said in that piece, Target, all right, for going back on their promise, all right, to deliver to the so-called black community, all right. And I've done videos on him before, and Jamal Bryant is a false pastor in the so-called black church. And I believe he's head of the New Birth down there in Atlanta. All right, but this dude is way out there. All right, he's not a man of the Lord. All right, he does things for his own benefit, as most of them do, and he's too busy trying to be a celebrity. All right. That's his forte. That's what he's known for, is to be flamboyant and to try to make himself a celebrity and to be rich in this life, okay? So anyway, with that said, we're just going to get a few scriptures and then we're going to shut it down. I get myself ready for work. But when I saw that, I just wanted to do a quick lesson on it, all right? Because there's no hope for this place. And the prophets of the Lord, the men that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has set up in this time, you know, have been telling you people out there, particularly those of the tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, so-called Hispanics, all right, that this place known as America is not your rest, and that, and particularly in this hour, all right, that this place is set up for destruction. I'll say it that way. So without further ado, we just jump into these scriptures and then, we'll be done. This is Jeremiah 51:1, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and that destroying wind will be that wind, that energy, that fire, all right, that's going to come out of those nuclear warheads, all right, when they begin to fly here in Babylon the Great. And Jacob's trouble has been a heavy topic for the last 10 days or so, okay, amongst the men, amongst the brotherhood, okay, amongst the prophets of the Lord, to one, get the hopeful elect ready, and two, to tell you 2/3 Negroes out there, Hispanics and Native Americans, all right? And when we say that, people never really didn't understand, how you include all these different people. Well, just look at what's going on in Babylon with their alphabet, the federal government's alphabet crew that are going around, trying to incarcerate or remove the tribes. So we're accurate with talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because now you see it, that this DEI, this ICE or ICE is going around trying to pick up the tribes. Okay, and Judah, you next. All right. So going on, let's get to verse 2 and read it again. And I will send unto Babylon, Salakia. We didn't read verse 2 yet. All right, come. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Right? So you're going to have war and trouble, right? In which they're all going to be destroyed, because World War III is also on the table. Okay? Verse 4, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul, which is spiritually. All right, you can't run anywhere physically and think that you're going to flee. All right, but spiritually we have departed from this place. Right, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. Right, the philosophies, the policies, the international policies, the world policies, right, has Babylon poured out amongst all the other nation people. The nations have drunken of her wine, which is her philosophies. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed right. And this place is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. All right? This place will not be healed. There's no turning it around, okay? Because the Lord's judgment, his vengeance, is set against it. Okay? And here you have a Negro preacher again, trying to tell you so-called black Christians to hang on, that there's some kind of way you're going to get justice from these devils. The devil is a devil. Of course they're going to lie to you. That's what a devil does, is lie. So how can you go to the same devil and complain to them, right? Or complain to this devil that you not getting what you promised? Well, of course they're going to say, well, I'm a devil. Of course I wasn't going to give it to you. You see? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own land, Salakia, to his own country, for her judgments reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Okay? The whole point being is that Babylon will not be healed. This is Micah 2 and 10, and it reads, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Yeah, Babylon is polluted. Everything here is polluted. And shit, with Esau being in control of all things, he has polluted everything all over the place. Right? And these other nations follow suit. Other nations have drinking the wine of Babylon. So some of these heads of these other nation people are doing their own people wrong, just like they do here in Babylon. You got poisoned water, you got poisoned land, you got chemtrails in the air, you got GMO foods, on and on and on. Okay? And so again, spiritually, right, the elect of the Lord, the hopeful elect, as we call ourselves, we have spiritually departed from this place. All right? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Right? So many of our bodies, on a physical sense, right, are having so many complications, and we're affected by all the things that we have to consume, right? You know, drinking water out of plastic bottles, because it's better to drink that than it is to drink the water that comes through the tap or the faucet, because that's filled with freaking lead and mercury and calcium and just chlorine, fluoride, okay? So this place is a wicked place, okay? And it doesn't care about its people. So it's nothing for them to lie to you so-called black people in the church, right? Or to black people in this country altogether, because that's what they do. They always give you that one thing, that thing of hope that maybe this time it'll be different. It's never going to be different. Okay? This place is set up for destruction. Isaiah 31 and 1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Right. And that's what Jamal Bryant is proposing. Well, we hold our tax dollars, or if we hold our, because it is tax season, if we don't go out here and spend, we're going to force them. Man, them people don't care nothing about that little bit of money that y'all going to hold in your pocket, in which most of you, if you made a pledge and a commitment to do it, you're going to break it eventually. You know, you're going to break it eventually. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Right. So you Negroes, you're not even praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And most of them in the so-called black church have heard the real names of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. All right, but you still cling on to Jesus, which has never done anything for you. You still hold on to that. Okay, while the men of the Lord is shouting down Babylon, and you see the results. So which one is true? Okay, which one is correct? We send up curses against this place every day. And the Lord is listening to his men, to his servants. Ecclesiastes 12, we'll start a little bit higher here. We'll start up around verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Right. Who is your enemy? Esau, Edom. These same people that promised you that they was going to commit to giving you $2 billion for X, Y, and Z to help your cause. And they went back on their promise, right? Because of this whole Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Act, all right? So now they don't have to keep their promise. Well, they're the devil. What did you expect? Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, right? Because this motherfucker is a snake. Esau, Edom is a devil, or is the devil, but a snake, okay? And you can't trust him, all right? Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts, right? So why be surprised when you're dealing with a serpent or a snake and you get bit? And who's going to pity you? Because you shouldn't have been trusting in it anyway. You shouldn't have been looking for a good outcome by dealing with them. Okay, that's how your enemy is. And your enemy, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That's your enemy. Verse 14, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Right. They're going to always backdoor you. They're going to always double-cross you. They're going to always overpromise and underdeliver to you so-called Negroes out there. Okay? They don't have the ability to tell the truth to you. It's not in them. All right? We'll finish it out. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Right? So they're going to always double-cross you and jab that knife in your back. And after all these years and all these different treaties and promises that the Israelites have had dealing with this devil, he's never owned up to any of his promises. And it's amazing that in this time, with the prophets on the street, you damn Negroes are still trusting this guy and then get pissed off when he do you dirty. They've always done you dirty. Isaiah 66:12, it reads, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck, ye shall be borne upon her sides, and be dandled upon her knee. As one whom his mother comforted, so will I comfort you. And ye shall be comforted in Jerusalem. All right, which will be ultimately the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord Yahweh shall be known toward his servants. You see? And then what else? And his indignation toward his enemies, right? And 2/3 of our people are enemies to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because they trust in Babylon, they trust in their false prophets, right? Their fake leaders and pastors. They trust in the system. They trust in Esau, Edom, but they don't trust the Lord of the Bible, the God of the Bible, Yahweh Yahushai. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger, Salakia, with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, right? We get ready to come into a period, right, that's never been before in history, all right, especially over here in Babylon, where it's going to be terrifying and mass casualties, mass deaths. Okay? We've been warning you all for quite a while now. Verse 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right? So those of you in these wicked Christian churches, all right, where you go and think that you're purifying yourself, right, and doing all these abominable acts in those churches, right, thinking that you're serving the Lord, you're going to be consumed in the end, okay? Because blue-eyed, blonde-haired, white Jesus is not coming to save you, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that when I saw that clip of Jamal Bryant once again feeding a bunch of nonsense, okay, to so-called black people, right? Keeping them in line with what Esau Edom really wants. And people in those churches are in the dead congregation, okay? There's no spirit in them churches. All right, so with that, I'll end the lesson right there. Giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Badash, and double honor to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'll see you all again real soon with another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.